First, I want to thank the Glazer Clinics for having me present today. It's a great honor to represent our head coach, Tony Anise, and Ferris State University. My name's Rob Zeitman. I'm the assistant head football coach at Ferris State. Ferris State's an NCAA Division II school located in Big Rapids, Michigan. We compete in the GLIAC Conference, which is generally considered one of the tough NCAA Division II conferences. This is head coach Tony Anise's first year and our first year as a staff there. And we feel like we did some really good things. Today we're going to talk to you about situational offense and kind of how we prepare for that, and where we go kind of with that mindset. The value of working in periods of situational offense into our practice plans. We work situational periods every day, situational and situational special teams. It allows us to telegraph the type of plays that we would run in a particular situation, so the players have an expectation. It also allows the players to understand the importance of the situation and what happens, if they're successful or not successful. And then obviously the what happens next after that situation and the pace that we have to play at in a various situation, let it be a 2-minute drill or 4-minute drill or whatever it is. Another way to have the team compete in every segment of practice, when we're in situational drills and situational special teams, we're working ones versus ones. It's really the only time during the week that we work ones versus ones in 11-on drills. So it really kind of amps up the intensity of practice without question. I really think that situational offense is as much mental conditioning as it is the execution of the plays. We value forcing each player, knowing the situation and knowing what the unit has to do to achieve success in that situation. That's why we take the time to practice situations within our weekly preparation for games. We're conditioning our players so that their reactions are instinctive and they can kind of focus on their execution independent of the situation. Reminds me of Kobe Bryant, just taking 1,000 free throws a day so that when he gets in that crunch time situation, he's done it 1,000 times and it's not that big of a deal. Because we've already placed them in that stressful situation in practice, it becomes a little less stressful, in the game situation. Here's a sample practice plan to kind of demonstrate how situational offense is woven into our daily practice plan and our routines. As you can see, here's a spring practice plan. We're working into periods 12 through 14 where we have situational offense. On this particular day, we're working goal line offense. And really, our practice plans don't ever really change the periods that we're doing. Our situational will change in terms of what we're doing, what the situation is, but it's always a period. Sometimes it's at the beginning of practice, sometimes it's at the end of practice. We move all those drills around to kind of keep things fresh, but we're still trying to do the best we can in terms of working the same drills, working the same fundamentals and techniques, so that really doesn't change. In terms of the different situations we go through, we're talking 2-minute offense here where time is compressed, there's a point differential that matters, and there's a number of timeouts given to our offense and defensive units. Third down scrimmage where we're really working we're working 12 downs, third and 10 on down to 3rd and 1, and then we're working an overtime game where we're putting the ball on the 25 and having understanding that each team gets a possession and kind of what goes through our mind and who wants the ball first, and all those types of questions get answered in there. Tough territory where we're backed up to our own goal line. We include the various special teams with these. 2-minute offense, if we can win it with a field goal, we get down to the end, we're going to try and kick a field goal. If we can obviously in the tough territory, if we've got a punt, then we're going to punt backed up and kind of work on that. And then goal line offense. So we work third down goal line offense. So we kind of get, we work from the 10 all the way down and then do a 2-point conversion, trying to obviously, win the football game there. 2-minute offense, when we do that, we start at an average starting spot. We start on the 20. We have a clock running. So we're using a clock, and we use different scenarios. So maybe the defense has timeouts and the offense doesn't, or vice versa. Maybe we need a field goal to win, or a field goal to tie, or we need a touchdown to win, or a touchdown and a 2-point conversion to win, or whatever it is. Have someone set the ball. Make sure that person knows how to set the ball when it gets wider than the hash, but it's in the field of play. In those types of scenarios. We don't change formations unless the clock is stopped, so we'll stay in that same formation. We have the mindset we've got to be patient. We've got to take what the defense gives us. We scan on every dead ball. Make sure when we scan on every dead ball, so the ball goes out of bounds, we're going to come back and take a long look at the defense and see what we can get, see what advantages we can get out of that. Make sure the offense knows what they need to do to win the game, and kick the field goals as part of what you do. Here's an example. This is actually our last possession of the year. This is week 11. It's a 2-minute drill. Kind of set the situation for us. Excuse me, there's a minute 54 on the clock or so. Unfortunately, our video didn't get angles of the clock based on kind of where it was in the stadium, where our video guys were on the stadium. We have no timeouts. We're down by 7, and the ball's on the -7. So we've got 93 yards to go to score. We're going to kind of take you through play-by-play here and set the stage for you. First play, we're going to run a smash route to the left. Our left guard blows the protection here, and we're incomplete in terms of what we're doing. And so there we go. We're second down right off the bat. Our quarterback had to hurry. Now we're going to run a double dig to the right, so we're going to get a dig out of the outside guy, dig out of the inside guy. Inside backer is going to wall off the inside guy, opening up that window for the number 1 dig. We get the play action pass there, and then we just kind of hit it in there for a first down, and we're good to go. Okay, so now clock stops to move the chains, and then we're good to go here on first down. We're gonna drag this guy underneath, or shallow him underneath. We're gonna get a dig here. We have wide open. Our quarterback, who has a pretty bad game overall, short hops it to him. So we're incomplete. We're second down now. Clock stopped. We're gonna screen him here, get the first down off of that. Nice play. Our offensive line picks up some guys, and then we're kind of off to the races there. So as we're moving through, you see, we're not panicking here in any sort. We ran the smash out on first down, which we thought was going to be a nice safe play for us, incomplete based on a cover on a sack a kind of a pressure situation. Hit the double dig, which is nice. Then we went for a dig route on the other side, missed it. And then we work the screen. So now we're going to work kind of the sideline here on a comeback route to the top of the screen. Same play action here. Not really respecting the play action so much. Sideline route, there we get it, the comeback, and first down and out of bounds. So we're feeling good about ourselves here, insofar as we've been able to move the ball pretty expeditiously up the field. We're going to try and throw in a run here. We kind of get to the point where it becomes not such a good call as this guy comes off the edge, and this guy creeps and comes off the edge as well. But it's a positive yard play here, and we're just trying to get them to think. We are not going to be a one-dimensional team here. We're gonna kind of take what you give us a little bit, and maybe not allow you to drop 8. So now here we go again. We're going to work our cross again. Our shallow crosser gets knocked back to the line of scrimmage. We throw him the ball. He's wide open towards the sideline. He drops it, and we're out of bounds there. So, now we're working. We're working against it a little bit. We're going to call the bubble screen here, nice and safe. It's a third down play. We know we've got 2 downs to get it. We're going to be safe. They're attached up at the top of the screen, and we're going to bubble right there. They stay attached, and he knows he's got to get the first down more than get out of bounds. We got to move those chains, and our slot back does a good job there. Now we got the first down. We feel like we're inside the 40-yard line. We feel like we're in a little bit of control here in terms of the positioning of the ball on the field, and kind of how their defense is playing. We're going to come back to that comeback route, which was good to us last time. It's not so good to us here, as he trails it a lot better. Our quarterback kind of throws the ball away, which is fine. We're going to work back now. It's second down. We're going to take a long look here, like we talked about we want to do. We're going to run the slant bubble to the top of the screen here. We were successful on the bubble on the third down play in the previous chains when we were up. And now we're going to work kind of off that route and kind of hit our slant guy right in the window there. It's a nice first down play for us, puts us on the 24-25 yard line in a first down. Okay, I'm going to come back to that quarterback ISO now. We really feel good about our positioning. We're in the 24-yard line. We know we need a touchdown. We're going to try and get our big quarterback working downhill, and it's a 7-yard gain, almost an 8-yard gain, and here we go. Because we're an option team, we sit the ball on the 17-yard line. We feel like we got a chance to make some hay here. We've got their handoff key is coming down here like this. There's their pitch key. We're going to block this cat and this hat with our two guys on the edge, and we feel good about this play. Unfortunately, our slot blocks the pitch key and kind of bottles things up. Otherwise, we really had a nice alley there. We are able to get the first down, however, but it's not the type of play that we anticipated it being. So here we are. We're inside the 15-yard line now. We're going to run double dig to the top of the screen. So we're going to get a dig out of number 1. It was the first down we got. We're going to work inside with number 2. He's got the wheel route up the sideline into the end zone. He's going to be the action guy who's going to be the check down here. And watch those two backs off the play action. They end up wide open here, and we don't see it. We throw the dig incomplete. Thank goodness it's not picked, and we live to fight another day. So here we are, and it's second down now. We're going to work the slant bubble again. They're zeroed up a little bit here, it looks like. And, they're at the point now where they got to bring some heat. So here we go. We took our time to take a look at it because we were coming off an incompletion. And sure enough, we get it. He gets vertical off his slant cut and into the end zone, and we score. Now, we knew going in, Coach Anise had talked about, he's like, we're going for 2 here. We're going to win this game. And this was back, prior to. So there was no panic, on the staff or on the players or Coach Anise. We knew what we were going to do. We were going to go win the game. We're playing away, 7-hour bus ride for us. They had already defeated, the league champs, who ends up being the league champs and the number 1 team in the league twice at their home field in the previous 2 weeks. So we knew we didn't want to extend this game any more than we had to. So there's 12 seconds to play. We're down by 1, and here comes the 2-point conversion. Remember, we have no timeouts, so we come out in our base 2x2 set, and all we're thinking is we're going to run the toss, over into here and score a touchdown. They call timeout right off the bat as they see us aligned, which is fine. So we come out of the timeout and we say, okay, well, look, we're not going to change what we want to do. We're going to take a look at a goal line pass at a 3x1. If we don't like it, then essentially we're going to take this guy and just shift him over here, reset him, and then run the fly, back this way again. So that's kind of what we were thinking. They see the different formation again, and then they're going to work a timeout again because we got him scrambling a little bit. So that's kind of where we are with that. Now comes the decisive play. They're out of timeouts. We're out of timeouts. What we said again is we're going to take a look at the goal line pass play that we have set up over here and see if it's what we like. It's not really what we like. We're going to shift. Now the wrong guy goes to shift. We want him to have the ball, but that's fine. We just kind of work it out there. It's not a big deal as long as we reset ourselves. We reset ourselves there. We've called the play. And then now it's just a question of having our fastest guy execute this play on the edge, and he high steps into the end zone, which is nice. So as you can see, it wasn't the perfectly executed drive by any stretch of the imagination. Our quarterback had really a nightmarish type of game and really only an average type of drive, but because we walked in there with the principles of, we're going to take what they give us and we're not going to panic in this scenario, we were able to be successful with it. Third down scrimmage, another big situation for us. Third down conversions are huge. We go for it a lot on fourth down as well, so it's kind of a big deal to make third and manageable, fourth and manageable, so we can go. When we compete against our number 1 defense, we feel like we need to win. And we need to get 7, of those 12 in order for us to win. Against a scout team, we need 8-4 to win. So that's kind of where we are with that. We work, the first 6 scenarios, we feel like the defense has a bit of the advantage, and then the last 6, we feel like we have the advantage a little bit. So that's kind of how we work the third down scrimmage, the overtime. First time we do it in the preseason practice, we go over the overtime rules. We have a coin toss, make certain, that the players who are going to call it know the options they have and select the option we want them to select, and then play by the exact rules we need to use to win the game. Nothing's more embarrassing than being in a situation where you got the ball first, even though that's not what you really wanted. You got the ball first, you score, team rushes the field because they think they won the game, and then they got to pull them off and say, no, now you got to play defense. So, you want to make sure that everyone understands what's going on. Think about the plays you want to use when we're in that situation, so we can kind of get that going. Tough territory, put the ball on the 1-yard line, try to get a first down. If we give up a safety, be prepared to do the next thing, kicking or punting the ball from the 20, and if we get to a 4th down, punt the ball backed up. When we work tough territory, even if we get the first down, we still back it up and punt it. We want to get as many reps in terms of the special team that's associated with that in that situation as we possibly can. So every week we're working it. Goal line situations, 3rd and goal from the 9, and then 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and then the 2-point conversion play. We always want to have something special for those situations, so we want to have kind of a special play that we're going to hold back and maybe use in that situation. So that's the time to work on that, so that becomes a play that is kind of second nature to us. There are also 10 situations that we work on, and sometimes we'll, in a preseason practice or spring practice, we'll literally script all 10 of these. So these 10 situations are tough territory from the 5. Offense gets a point, so we're competing against our defense. If we get 2 first downs, if not, the defense gets a point. Start at the 50. It's the second one. We have to score a field goal or a touchdown to get a point. Start from the 20 going in. We have to score a touchdown to get a point. 4th and 3. Offense gets a point if we get it. Must get a 2-point conversion for a point. 3rd and 6, and we got to get the first down and 1 down. Ball's on the 40, and it's 2nd down. We have to score to get a point, but we can only use 3 downs. So we're on the 40 going in, and we got 2nd down, 3rd down, and 4th down to win the game, essentially. 50 seconds and 1 timeout on our own 40. We have to score. Start at the 20, and we have to cross midfield for a point, so we're working on flipping the field there. And then we have the ball on the 50, and we have to score a touchdown in 1 play. So we're kind of working the Hail Mary there. When we work goal line offense, when we're inside the 20, we scored a touchdown like 94% of the time. The last 2 years, we kicked a total of 8 field goals, and this is Coach Anise in the last 2 years. We try not to tighten up our formations too much when we get down near the goal line. We like to run our base offense first, and we're not afraid to stretch the defense from sideline to sideline, as you saw in that 2-point conversion a minute ago. We use motion a lot once we know they're man-to-man. We're not afraid to take what the defense gives us, and we want to score on 2nd down. We don't want to get to that 3rd and goal situation. We always have installed a special play that we hold for difficult situations like we talked about, even if we end up not using it, like we had that goal line pass that we had prepared for Northern Michigan in that Week 11 2-minute drill that you saw. We're prepared to go fast when we see defensive goal line personnel run in. So because we're not necessarily swapping a goal line package in personnel-wise, as we see guys running in, we want to pick up the pace and maybe get, some kind of penalty or get that ball snapped and get them at a disadvantage so we can get into the end zone. We want to run across the goal line with our hips, knees, and feet securing the ball. So we don't want any doubt that we're going to score a touchdown, that we're into the end zone. Our base runs, if we're looking at a play sheet, if we were just going to make a goal line play sheet, this is what kind of look like: inside veer, midline veer, fly sweep, the inverted veer or power read play, bubbles, slants, fades, back shoulder fades. Double slot base formation, our ace formation, ace with an H back, tight, and then oversets. In terms of specials, we'll work naked and a 3-by-1 set combination, which we call it under switch, and then speed option would be some of the special plays that we would use. All right. Here's our kind of our inside veer and some variations off of that. Here you see, in terms of formation, we are, we're 2 by 2, but we are tight with a wing or H back here. We're going to run inside veer to the left here, so we're going to arc for number 1 and arc for number 2, or arc for those two guys, however they've determined they're going to do it. We're going to block inside veer, and here's our pitch back here, 34. We're going to take a look. We're going to put our running back behind us and kind of go get it a little bit here. So, you'll see how even here this defensive end is going to read his key and stretch and really give us the option play up underneath for a touchdown. Here we'll see it from the end zone now. We're going to run it. And you have to be prepared to run your inside veer even to a 3 technique. Our guard doesn't do a great job on the 3 here. But we're able to kind of get what we need on this play in terms of getting in the goal line. You see our left tackle do a good job kind of pressing off and helping a little bit and engaging that linebacker so he can't make that play. Here we are. This time it's just going to be a base give now. We're going to work it as if it's inside veer, so that's why we're talking about inside veer, and it's kind of derivatives here. So we get a nice one there, kind of a cheapie there, and then doing the same thing here, working the other way, and just kind of working him in as fast as we can. So midline veer is another great goal line play for us. Really, really like what midline brings to the table for us. Here, this is kind of a 2-play package. We're right inside the goal line here. It's first down. We're going to work midline to the right here, and nice little gain here. So the same 3-by-1 formation we'll use for the next play. So we're down on the mic. We should be kicking out here. We're going to motion the back to fill. So we do a good thing. We missed that cut though, and that kind of causes us not to score. So the very next play, once again, we're in the same 3-by-1 set. Now we're just going to kind of short motion and insert him here and put us right in the end zone. So it's a real good play for us. Actually, we inside release. If you see our left guard as we go to the end zone copy, you'll see our left guard will actually inside release a 1 here, or a 1 technique here, and then our guard works backside. Our center works backside up to the linebacker. So it's that normally we don't want to do that, but that was kind of interesting that they kind of did that to us. Here we do use a little bit of a tight formation, what we call tough here, and then that safety's in no position to be able to make that open field tackle, and we score on midline again. So a really good play for us there. Boot pass, our naked pass, is also extremely good situation to run this in. Here you see we're going to motion across, so we get the tight end kind of working to the corner of the end zone, the back underneath, and then it's a nice easy pitch and catch for us there. Here we'll see it again. Now this time the back really needs to step up, and he doesn't do that, almost runs into our play action guy. But again, the tight end's open in the corner of the end zone, which is nice. In this third one here, you'll see we compress the formation, so we're really stacked both our slots. Our split ends are stacked over here. So now he's going to work. This split end will work to the corner of the end zone deep, and our back will work underneath. And we're able to make the play. So really good play for us. The power read is another very effective goal line play. So we don't change a whole lot. We are working the double tight there, and it's a give read, and you see we're in the end zone right now. So our tight end blocks out here. Our tackle's working down on the next guy. He's coming flying up the field. So our quarterback just keeps it and rolls. Here we're working a 3-by-1, and now we just get 1, 2, and 3, and we push that ball to the perimeter right now, and they have no chance to kind of defend us on that. See our tackle get up on that linebacker. boom, gets him there, and then it's kind of easy money from there for us. Here we are again. Now the tight end. We're working it on a 2x2 set here, and our tight end's just going to short arc and sit and wait for the backer or safety to come, and he'll get to the top shoulder of that backer, and that'll be it. And then we just kind of waltz into the end zone there. So very good play for us. Now as we work kind of the red zone, you'll see that we're working kind of fades here. So we're just kind of working a fade, back shoulder fade, and just throw it where only our kid can catch it, and throw them blind a little bit, and then we're good to go. And here we go again from what is essentially red zone. We're just throwing that fade and isolating that guy one-on-one, and we're pretty successful there. Here we're going to work. A slant with a bubble. Now he's going to work at the corner as if he's stalking him, and then break into the slant area. Does a good job of disguising it. Our corner triggers on the bubble, and it's a nice touchdown for us there. So this is some of the situational stuff that we do. Certainly we're not trying to change things or make things overly complicated, particularly when we get into that goal line red zone area. I hope that this has been beneficial for you in terms of not only the plays that we run, but how we prepare it weekly, and different things we do. Appreciate the time Glazier Clinics has given me to present to you today, and I wish you the best of luck in your season.